How did ancient people carve stones like lasers, build underground cities with air vents, and flush toilets before Rome even existed? Were they just lucky, or did they know something we've forgotten? From 1,000-ton megaliths to caves no one remembers building, here are 7 eerie proofs that ancient builders had secrets we still can't crack. Puma Punku. How did ancient builders carve 100-ton stones with such precision that modern engineers are still scratching their heads? Welcome to Puma Punku, a jaw-dropping archaeological site in Bolivia, part of the larger Tiwanaku complex. At first glance, it looks like a scattered mess of stone blocks, but look closer and you'll see something shocking. These aren't just big rocks, they're perfectly cut, laser straight, and engineered to interlock like 3D puzzle pieces. Some even have drill holes so smooth and uniform they resemble machine work. Here's the kicker. These blocks are made from andesite, one of the hardest rocks on Earth, similar to granite. And they weigh up to 130 tons. Yet there's no evidence the Tiwanaku people had metal tools strong enough to carve it, and no mortar was used. These stones were shaped so precisely that a razor blade can't fit between them. Even more baffling, many of these stones were transported from quarries located 10 to 50 miles away, without wheels or pack animals. How they were moved, let alone carved, is a complete mystery. No one has a satisfying answer. Some claim advanced lost technologies, others suggest help from unknown cultures, and while mainstream archaeologists stick to simple tools and ingenuity, the level of detail at Puma Punku is still almost impossible to recreate today without industrial equipment. Whatever the truth, Puma Punku stands as silent proof that the ancient world wasn't primitive. It was brilliant in ways we're still trying to understand. Göbekli Tepe. How did hunter-gatherers with no metal tools, no written language, and no permanent cities manage to build a massive temple complex 12,000 years ago? That's the mystery of Göbekli Tepe, buried deep in southeastern Turkey and considered the oldest known temple on Earth. Long before the Egyptian pyramids or Stonehenge, long before farming or organized religion as we know it, a group of prehistoric people dragged 16-ton limestone pillars up a hill and arranged them in perfect circles. Each T-shaped pillar, some over 6 meters tall, was carved with detailed images of animals, snakes, birds, lions, scorpions. Not random decoration, but symbolic storytelling. Ritual? Myth? We still don't know. Here's what makes it wild. These weren't villagers, they were hunter-gatherers, people who supposedly lived in tents, followed food, and barely stayed in one place. Yet they somehow coordinated labor, tools, and shared belief systems strong enough to spend years building something massive for a purpose that still isn't fully understood. There were no wheels, no writing, and no known agriculture at the time. So how did they organize such a complex project? Why did they even build it? And how did they carve stone so precisely? Göbekli Tepe flips history on its head. Instead of religion forming after civilization, this place suggests spirituality may have sparked civilization itself. If that's true, then maybe ancient people weren't so primitive after all. Maybe they knew something we don't. Longyo Caves. Buried beneath the villages of Zhejiang, China, lies a riddle chiseled in stone. The Longyo Caves, a set of 24 massive underground chambers carved with uncanny precision. Each cavern dives nearly 30 meters deep, with perfectly smooth walls, sharp corners, and rhythmic chisel marks that look almost too precise to be human-made. And yet, they are, or at least they seem to be. Because here's the strange part. No historical texts mention their construction. No folklore, no myths, nothing. These caves were only discovered in 1992, when curious locals drained a flooded pond and found an entrance to one of the chambers. The scale is staggering. It's estimated that over 1 million cubic meters of stone were removed by hand. But there's no trace of those rocks anywhere. No quarry, no dump site, just neatly carved voids in the earth, each covered with uniform, machine-like parallel lines, as if someone had sanded the entire interior with industrial tools. What were they for? Tombs? Storage? Religious spaces? No one knows. There are no signs of habitation, no soot, no artifacts, no human remains. Just silence and geometry. And that's what makes the Longyear caves so chilling. Not just their perfection, but their absence from history. It's as if someone deliberately erased their existence or built them so far beyond their time that they weren't understood at all. They are the architectural equivalent of a ghost, and a powerful hint that ancient builders knew far more than we give them credit for. Mohenjo-Daro's plumbing. How did people living 4,500 years ago enjoy indoor toilets, clean streets, and underground sewage while much of the world was still figuring out how to build a basic hut? Welcome to Mohenjo-Daro, one of the crown jewels of the Indus Valley civilization and a total curveball to everything we assumed about ancient cities. Discovered in modern-day Pakistan, this Bronze Age metropolis wasn't just advanced, it was shockingly modern. The city was built on a grid system, with straight roads and standardized fired bricks. But here's the part that baffles historians. Almost every home had its own private bathroom, connected to an underground drainage system. That's right, working toilets 2,500 years before the Roman Empire even existed. Water was supplied by deep wells, and waste was flushed away through a complex network of covered drains and soak pits. Public bathhouses, reservoirs, and sewage channels ran beneath the streets, ensuring cleanliness in ways most ancient cities never imagined. Even in 19th century Europe, hygiene didn't come close. And yet we still don't know how they figured all this out. There are no surviving blueprints, no ancient manuals, no grand temples or royal palaces. Mohenjo-Daro was purely civilian-focused, as if the engineers prioritized comfort, order, and health above all else. How did they do it? And why did this knowledge vanish? Whatever the reason, Mohenjo-Daro is more than just ruins. It's proof that ancient people understood city life on a level we're only now rediscovering. Derinkuyu Underground City. What kind of danger makes an entire civilization disappear underground? Deep beneath the dusty plains of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies one of the world's most baffling ancient constructions. Derinkuyu, a hidden city carved into volcanic rock. This isn't just a cave or a bunker, it's a full-blown 8-story metropolis, big enough to shelter 20,000 people, complete with wells, kitchens, wine cellars, stables, schools, and even chapels. And here's where things get eerie. The whole thing was carved by hand, straight into the earth without modern tools. The city has an elaborate ventilation system with over 50 shafts, ensuring breathable air on every level. It also has massive rolling stone doors that could seal off corridors, clearly designed for defense. But against whom? No one knows. There are no ancient records explaining who built Derinkuyu, when it was started, or why people lived in the dark for possibly centuries. Some theories suggest it was a wartime hideout. Others believe it was to escape invasions or a climate catastrophe. A few go even further, speculating it was a refuge from something far less human. What's certain is this: Derinkuyu wasn't random. It was masterfully planned. It required immense knowledge of geology, airflow, water supply, and security, and it remains one of the largest and most advanced underground cities ever discovered. So how did ancient people pull off something this vast in total silence? Maybe they were hiding something, or maybe they knew something we've long forgotten. Ggantija temples. Long before the invention of the wheel, Before metal tools, before written history, someone on the tiny island of Malta was moving 50-ton stones like it was nothing. Welcome to the Ggantija temples, a megalithic complex built around 3600 BCE, making it older than the Egyptian pyramids and even Stonehenge. The name Ggantija comes from the Maltese word for giant, and it's easy to see why. Local legends believed giants built these structures. And honestly, can you blame them? The temples are made of massive limestone blocks, some standing over 5 meters tall and weighing more than a loaded semi-truck. These stones were quarried, shaped, transported, and carefully arranged into curved temples complete with altars, doorways, and stone furniture. All of this was done without wheels, cranes, or metal tools. Only Stone Age technology and raw human coordination. And here's the kicker. These temples weren't just functional, they were aligned with astronomical events, showing an understanding of the sky that goes way beyond guesswork. So, how did a supposedly primitive society pull off such a monumental engineering feat? How did they transport and position these colossal stones across rough terrain, up hills, and into place with such precision? No one knows for sure. There are only theories, wooden rollers, ropes, and a whole lot of muscle. But none of it fully explains the scale, speed, and accuracy of what was built. The Ggantija temples aren't just ruins. They're a quiet challenge to everything we think we know about ancient people and their abilities. Baalbek megaliths. How do you move a stone the size of a private jet, weighing over 1,000 tons, without cranes, forklifts, or even iron tools? That's the mind-blowing question at the heart of Baalbek, an ancient temple complex in Lebanon. At its core lies the Temple of Jupiter, once part of the Roman Empire's most ambitious architectural feat. But the real mystery isn't the columns, it's the foundation. 3 enormous stones, known as the trilithon, each weighing over 800 tons, are stacked precisely on top of a stone platform. And just a few hundred feet away lies the stone of the pregnant woman, estimated at over 1,000 tons, possibly the largest stone ever quarried by humans. Nearby, an even larger stone was discovered in 2014, weighing close to 1,650 tons. Let that sink in. No written record explains how these stones were moved or even why they were needed. These megaton blocks were cut, transported, and placed with perfect alignment, centuries before modern machinery existed. Today, most cranes can't lift that kind of weight, even with ideal conditions. Roman builders are often credited, but even that theory leaves massive gaps. If they did it, how? Where are the ramp systems, the pulleys, the planning documents? No one has a solid answer. Just rock-solid evidence that whoever built Baalbek knew something we don't, about weight, leverage, or engineering, lost to time. Maybe they weren't just moving stones. Maybe they were moving the limits of what we think ancient people could do. And that's all about it. If you liked this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you like more updates, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you don't miss any videos and get notifications on time. Don't hesitate to give suggestions for our videos, and we'll see you in the next one.